Dr. Jeffrey, we are now accepting attendees at this point. So in a few minutes, we'll begin our live streaming via Facebook. Hello, everyone. Good day, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening to all joining us from the different parts of the world. Welcome to our online learning event today, July 22nd. This is the 56th webinar under the SEARCA Online Learning and Virtual Engagements or SOLVE. I am Sunny from SEARCA, and I will be your moderator for this session. And our webinar is titled From Purpose to Practice Social Enterprise Business Models for Resilient Agri-Food Systems. With our guest speaker for today, we will explore how social enterprises in food and agriculture related industries can create both social and economic value through practical business models and strategic practices. The presentation will also highlight youth led and university linked entrepreneurship initiatives that support food security, climate resilience, and inclusive agri food development in Southeast Asia. So this will be our program flow for today. After some introductions and house rules, we will hear straight from our speaker. Then we open the floor for some questions as an opportunity for you to engage with our resource speaker. After that, we will request you to fill out our feedback form. Then we officially close the webinar. Now, before we head to our experts presentation, here are some reminders for all our attendees. There will be an open forum later. So if you are tuned in via Circa's Facebook page, you may type your questions in the comment section. Please include your location or country of origin. If you registered and tuned in via Zoom, please post your questions or comments in the Q&A section located at the bottom or top of your screen. Please also include your location or country of origin. You can also type in your questions at any moment or while the resource speaker is presenting. So we will try to gather them and facilitate during the open forum. So we encourage you to engage with our speaker through your questions or comments on his presentation. So now allow me to briefly introduce our resource speaker for today. We have with us Dr. Jeffrey Cheah. He is a senior lecturer and online MBA program manager at the Graduate School of Business, University Sains, Malaysia. His work focuses on social entrepreneurship, sustainable enterprise development, hybrid business models, and impact-oriented business strategies, particularly in emerging economy contexts. He is actively involved in research, postgraduate supervision, and university industry community engagement projects across the region. Dr. Jeffrey currently serves as an associate editor for Social Enterprise Journal and the Albuquerque Social Business Journal. His regional academic and engagement work includes collaborations across Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. In this webinar, he will share insights into how social enterprise business models can move from purpose to practice to build more resilient agri-food systems. So, ladies and gentlemen, our speaker for today's Solve webinar, let's welcome Dr. Jeffrey. Dr. Jeffrey?
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sonny, for the introductions. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizer, CMIO, for inviting me and give me this opportunity to meet all our friends, those who are in Zoom and also at Facebook. Good morning. Hi, good morning to all. I can see at the chat box, yeah, many friends coming from different parts of the world, from Philippines, from Laos, from uh, Timor, okay, from Apuke. Good morning. Thank you so much. Yeah, nice to see all our friends that have the similar mindset, similar patients on this topic. I'm Jeffrey, so you can call me Cheah or Dr. Jeffrey. So I will talk about the from purpose to practice. So what are the business model that can be employed for social entrepreneur? And the field of this discussion will be within agri-food, agriculture and food system. Okay, so this is, I think, a very important topic, especially in the Southeast Asia regions. Okay, so let's begin. I have 1 hour, so I will reserve 15 minutes for the Q&A. I have received very good questions from the floor, so I will try to attend it after the presentations. So a little bit about where I'm from. The name of my university is University Science Malaysia. So we have six campuses, 26 school, 14 center, so about total of 40 units, about 40,000 students. And then in the recent QS ranking, we rank 128 in the world, the second highest rank in Malaysia. And this is a little bit about myself. Just now, Sony also have introduced me, so maybe I can skip it. Now, maybe just a little bit. I'm a senior lecturer at Graduate School of Business. So we offer MBA program, BBA program, and at the same time, I also appointed as the associate editor of an Emirate journal, a social enterprise journal. So, if you're interested to publish or do research on social entrepreneurship, yeah, you can contact me. I have, yeah, at the bottom here you can see my LinkedIn and Facebook account. I'm quite active at Facebook and LinkedIn, so you can add me as friend. But please introduce yourself. Then we can have further discussion after that. Okay, so about this topic. Oh, it's blocked. Wait a second. So the topic for today. Let us have some brief discussion about why this topic is important and why agriculture. Uh, in Malaysia, we have transformed our economic ecosystem from agriculture to industrial. Still, we still have, and people need to eat food, right? So we need food to survive, to sustain, and this is also part of our economic system, which is crucial. Okay, and why agriculture is an important topic and issue is because um, agriculture food, they have long value chain. This means from the planting until to the end user, the value chain is very long. And across the value chain, many parts of the contributor, they have very short, very small margin. So people, especially at the plantation part, what they can get from their yield is too little. Sometimes it's hard for them to survive even. So that is the first part why agriculture always get attention. Okay, when we talk about sustainability issue. And another part is mission market fit is not automatic. Meaning to say, um, because the margin is so small, okay, so thin. So normally we wouldn't tie agriculture and social well-being. Okay, but today I would like to suggest actually there are some close relationship between social mission and also agriculture, agri-food market. So later I will present my argument. And now the issue has become more crucial because of climate and biological risks, especially at the farm level. You can see extreme weather happens is become more crucial nowadays, and the short travel across the chain. So there are a lot of this disturbance. Okay, so we cannot really predict how it happened next. And small farmers, smallholders, and farm enterprises often carry risks that sometimes is without any bargaining power. They cannot really solve that issue without intervention from external body like institution like higher educations and maybe CME as well. So we need to do something to break the chain. And today I would like to propose that social entrepreneurship model, actually we can redesign who create value, who pays, and who share the gain. We can restructure how we solve that issue. Okay. And agriculture and food in reality, there are four vulnerabilities shape the business model. Okay, this is just to specify what are the main issue after the previous slide. Economic and market. So it's a seasonal thing, right? Seasonal cash flow and very thin producer margin. So they cannot get enough margin sometimes to bring food to their table. And fragmented supply and uneven quality. Sometimes it depends on the weather, depends on the productivity, the yield, and price volatility. Sometimes when you have good yield, but because there's oversupply, it made the price very low. So, and then normally small farmers, they have very weak bargaining power. So that is from the economic and market perspective. Then from the climate and institutional, weather, pest, and biological production risk. And this is perishable thing, right? So you cannot keep wage for a long time. So the logistic disruptions can happen anyway, any part of it. So, and then the gaps in finance, extension data, and coordinations. So for small farmers, sometimes we don't really capture the data along the way. So we hard for small farmers to predict, to do analysis, how can they improve. So those are institutional issue. Okay, so how can we break that cycle? So before I propose my solutions for today, maybe we need to have a clear definition on what is social enterprise. And a practical definition is not a universal definition. So the definition that I will share now is we call it operational definition. Sometimes in different countries, they even call social enterprise with a different name. So in these discussions, let us put it in a more solid way. So there are three main features for social enterprise. First is social enterprise is an entity, an organization with a clear purpose. So what are the problem that they want to solve? The problem can be social problem, like unemployment issue, poverty issue, or environmental problem, waste treatment, or yeah, many is about waste and carbon emission issue. So they must have a very clear social or environmental objective that guide the organization when they want to make decisions, and even trade-off. Because as an organizations, even though they establish is to solve social problem, but they need money to survive. So sometimes they might have some trade-off. Okay, trade-off means how to balance between finance and social missions. Sometimes you need to sacrifice your financial outcome, okay, to serve social problem, or you need to sacrifice certain level of social achievement because you need to have financial income. So that is what we call trade-off. So it must have a balance. Okay, it cannot be profit maximizations because this is social enterprise. Okay, the name is social. And the second features is this kind of organization, they need to earn revenue by themselves. So it's a trading. They need to have a trading features. Okay, earn revenue is a meaningful part of delivering and sustaining the solution. Okay, they are not like NGO. NGO 100% depends on donation, right? But social enterprise, they need to have the trading features. Okay, so they need to sell something to the open market to gain revenue for sustaining. It's not for profit maximization, but they need to sustain themselves, pay salary, okay, do some training, give, sometimes they can give bonus to the staff, okay, when they have more profit. Okay, so trading features. The third part is accountability. So they need to have some measures to show to the government or to they can have donors, to the donors or to the enablers or partners. They are social enterprise. So they need to disclose something like reinvestment rules. So the shareholders maybe they can enjoy part of the profit, but most of the profit must retain in the organization to achieve their social goal. So when the company make profit, maybe because you get more donors or support from the government grant, they support your social missions. Okay, but the entrepreneur cannot take out all the profit into their own pocket. So that is what we call accountability. You need to disclose how the reinvestment rules um, happens in the organization. So there are some governance practices, some measurements or reinvestment rules to protect the missions. So you should have these three key features. Okay. So when you put social enterprise into the organization spectrum, okay, when we want to compare social enterprise with charity, which is NGO, non-government organization, and compared to traditional business, then what you can see on the screen here, social enterprise, we can also call them as hybrid organization. Hybrid is a mix between traditional business and charity. For non-profit, they are very clear. They have only one mission, which is create social value, which is good. Okay, the society need it, and business is also a mono goal-oriented organization, which is solely on financial value. Okay, when you establish when you establish a traditional business, your main aim is to for profit. That is not wrong. This is not wrong. Okay, but when you register your company or you aim to make your entity as a social enterprise, it should have both. Like what I said just now, like in the previous slide, must have very clear social mission and need to know how can we gain profit. And the third part is most of the profits should serve their social missions. If not, then they become traditional business. Okay, and there are different names for social enterprise. So you can see in the middle here, there are spectrums so all these three parts, we can call them social enterprise. In the middle, we can even name social enterprise as social business because all the profit are reinvested, social business. And you might heard about B Corp, B Corp. Okay, so they are mission driven for profit organized for profit enterprise. And at the left hand side is self-sustaining. They are like charity, but they have certain level of market revenue. So all those three, we can name it under the social enterprise umbrella. Okay, so social enterprise is a broader concept that can accommodate these three types of organizations. Okay, so if you want to compare between social enterprise and social business, there are a lot of similarity. Okay, so here you can see, to me in my research, I will coin them as social business is a subset of social enterprise. Same goes to B Corp and so on. So social enterprise is in umbrella terms. Okay, later I have, okay, so how can we differentiate between social enterprise and others, similar terms? Because I also receive many questions from my students. We have social enterprise within our MBA program. This is one of the elective course. So many students also ask me, Doctor, does social CSR part of SE? So this is my question, my answer. So purposeful activity is not social enterprise. Okay. CSR, corporate social responsibility, normally refers to philanthropic or charity activities. Activities, educational program, short-term project. So they are activities, they are programs, they are project. But for social enterprise, it should be a registered entity. It should be organization. Okay, and in most countries, actually, we don't have social enterprise. You cannot register your company as social enterprise, but there are some legal entity that can give you accreditations. Okay, after they have gone through all your documents, and then they say this is recognized or accredited social enterprise. In Vietnam and in Philippines, I think you all just pass the regulations. So some entity they can register as social enterprise just passed, okay, I think last year, okay, which is a really a positive movement. In Malaysia, we don't have Malaysia, Singapore. we are still in the middle of establishing a legal regulations for this. But congratulations, Philippines, you already have it. But I think it's still in the progressing level. Okay, so social enterprise should be an entity. Okay, maybe not yet registered, but they should move forward towards that. So let me ask you a few questions so that our discussion here is more two ways. So boundary tasks, are they social enterprise? Okay, please check. We have Tesla, SpaceX, Solar City. So are they social enterprises? Yes or no? You can type at the chat box. Yes or no? Okay, yeah, thanks. No, yes, you know, wow, okay, no. Yes or no? Tesla. They have a very good mission, right? To reduce carbon footprint. Okay, majority say no. Okay, so let me share my answer here. So to me, okay, based on the operational definition, okay, Tesla, uh, the mission primacy, do they have very clear social mission or environmental missions? Maybe their slogan is you can see their slogan because they electrical car, right? EV. So EV compared to the traditional car that burn oil, the carbon emissions is much more higher compared to battery car. Okay, but that is their not their main missions because Tesla is a business, okay, money making business. So the main they can have very good attractive slogan, but to me personally, this is commercial first, commercial. Okay, you can buy their stock. Okay, not because they want to solve world problem, it's because of their financial value, isn't it? So no, but do they have a viable revenue model? Of course, they gain a lot, isn't it? Okay, and then do they have reinvestment discipline? I didn't think so. Reinvestment means shareholders cannot gain too much profit out of the company make. Actually, no, right? So shareholders can get returns. That's why Elon Musk then can become one of the richest men in the world. Okay, if they have this kind of reinvestment plan, then not possible. So that's not. So there's two no there. So in conclusions, for profit with positive externalities, okay, but not a SE. Doesn't mean they are bad. No, doesn't mean that. It just we cannot consider Tesla as an SE. Okay, next one. Asia. Yeah, Philippines also have, right? We call it Philippines Asia. So what do you think? Is Asia or Philippine Asia is social enterprise? Yes or no? They have a very attractive slogan, right? Now everyone can fly. Yes or no? Yeah, we can type it in the chat. No, yes, no, no. Yes, okay. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks for the responses. Okay, so based on the definitions, yeah, in Malaysia, they changed the company name from Asia to Capital A. So still the same, referring to the same company. So for the mission primacy, I don't think Asia is for social. Okay, even though they have very attractive slogan. Okay, but they are commercial first. Okay, money making first because this is a listed company. Listed company, unless they are listed in social impact uh, a different stock market lah. Okay, social stock market. But no, this is traditional stock market. So this is no. And do they have viable revenue model? I think it's improving. Okay, it's improving. Reinvestment discipline? I don't think so. So it's still shareholders' returns? No. Okay, mainly financial returns for the shareholders. So conclusions, affordable access? Yes. Okay, because they make more people can travel. Okay, because the ticket price is quite affordable, but not ASE. No. Okay, both are not. Okay. And next example, are they social enterprise? WWF, WWF, World Wildlife Fund. What do you think? Do you think they are social enterprise? Yes or no? Okay, they Chris said no, Christine no, Chris yes, no, Ali yes, Nicole, yes. Bola, no. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks for the responses. Okay, so based on the definition, still remember there are three definitions, right? So they should fulfill all three, then only we consider them as an SE. Okay, so example number three, yeah. Mission primacy, yes, of course. This is NGO. Okay, NGO, they really work hard on preserving wildlife. Okay, do they have a viable revenue model? I don't think so. No. So they don't generate money from the open market. They don't have product to sell, isn't it? So mainly on donation, membership fees, okay, or grant funded. Okay, international grant, local government grant. So they don't have their own revenue model. They don't have the trading, what they call it, trading features. And reinvestment discipline, no, because they don't make profits, so there's nothing for them to retain. So in conclusion, NGO is a public good externality, okay, public good organization, but not SE. So no, no, answer is no. Number last one. Organization like United Nation, UNDP, WHO, are they social enterprise? Yes or no? Okay, there are lots of no here. Okay, good. No, they are NGO. Okay, good. Oh, everyone get it correctly. Okay, so they have good mission, of course. Okay, they want to solve problems, especially during COVID. You can see. Viable revenue model, no. Okay, because they are NGO, 100% NGO. State contributions. Reinvestment discipline, no, because they don't make any profit. So conclusion, those organizations are mandate-based institutions with positive externality, but we don't consider them as an SE. Okay, so with this exercise, I hope it make the concept clearer. Okay, I think we need to go a bit faster. So let me give you some example of what are social enterprises, and not limited with the case study that I show here. There are a lot actually. There are lots. It's growing, but the concept is not mainstream yet. Okay, I will show you two examples from Philippines. Okay, I think many of you never aware even because this is something new. In my countries, in Malaysia, I started my PhD in social enterprise performance. I study SE in Malaysia and Singapore. When I do my proposal defense, many of my examiner they confuse even examiner also confused. The differences between NGO, social enterprise, and for-profit enterprise, like the slide that I shared just now, they also confused. So I need to have one chapter to explain to give them a real-life example. So this is still very new. Okay, in Southeast Asia, I mean, in the Western, this is not a new concept. There are lots. Okay, so those are some of the social enterprises that related to agri-food, agriculture and food system. In Malaysia, actually, we don't have many social enterprise. We have about 400, over 400 social enterprises that recognized by by our agency, okay, by the legal agency, but not many in agriculture. Okay, so this is one of it, the example that I liked to promote with the organizations called Langit Collective. Okay, the problem that they try to solve is they found out that there are many remote indigenous farmers. Okay, they are good in planting. They know how to grow the heirlooms crops, means traditional crops. Okay, but they are weak in market access because they stay in Borneo. Okay, very remote area. So to access to the market or to get good price from the yield is really hard. So there are huge gap between the indigenous farmers and the market. So what's offers by Langit is they bring those native rice and community grown food. Okay, they bought it and then they sell it to urban consumer. Why urban consumer in KL in Klang Valley is because they're willing to pay. Okay, they are high paying customer in urban. You want to sell it in rural, still can. Okay, but maybe the purchasing power is not there. Okay, and the cost is very high because they need to bring those yield from very rural area. The logistics really cost a lot, so they need to compensate it with higher margin. Okay, so that is what Langit provide or offer. The revenue model, product sales supported by aggregations, quality work, and market development. Okay, impact logic, stronger demands can support livelihood while keeping traditional crops in productions. You can imagine if we don't help those indigenous farmers, so sooner or later, everything will gone because they want to plant because they get older, right? And the younger generation, they don't want to stay in rural area because they cannot get enough income. They cannot sustain it, and the work is too hard. Okay, too hard. Then the return is too little. So there are intervention needed. So social enterprise can chip in, and the model archetype we call it inclusive value chain intermediary. Okay, so we chip in and create value into the value chain. So this is like the business model, the very simplified business model. Okay, for Langit Collective, indigenous farmers, aggregation and quality support, sell it to urban consumer, so generate income, and crop can be heritage. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so this is one of the model. I have about 7 minutes more. Okay, so the next. Okay, so this is case number two. Okay, yeah, and just now Sony told me Mayani. He know Mayani as well. That's good. I hope the content is correctly presented. Okay, so correct me if there is any misunderstanding here. Okay, so Mayani, Philippines. So the problem they try to solve by these organizations, small holders and food micro enterprises face fragmented demand and difficult distributions. Some is quite similar like what tried to solve by Langit. Okay, small farmers, they are very small, and then they have difficulty to access to the market. So the offer that provided by Mayani is a digital agri-food marketplace connect producer with household and institutional buyers. So they connect with the business buyer via digital ad platform. Okay, so Langit still very traditional. It's not digital based, but for Mayani it's so what they offer is digital agri-food marketplace. Okay, and the revenue model, commercial value comes from transactions. Every transactions, they can gain profit, okay, and distributions services. And the impact logic, demand aggregations, market information, and logistics can reduce frictions for small farmers, especially. But of course, um, I think many organizations, including governments, also have this kind of initiative. But why it doesn't happen is For small farmers, right? They stay in rural area. They don't have good technological know-how. Okay, sometimes they don't have network even. So I believe lah, Miami have some access to the local community to help to bridge that gap. So small farmers, you need to access to them and teach them, okay, how to put things online, or you have a marketing team to help those small farmers. So marketplace plus logistic and homes and institutions. So it can be home buyers or institutions, businesses. So access plus lower market frictions. So this is how another social enterprise helped the society by building digital marketplace and distribution. So this is also one of the way. Yeah, I provided the link, their website, so you can have a look. I'm not so sure about whether they have the reinvestment initiative or not, but why I propose this as my case is we can see that they have very clear social missions, and they offer a business model that can really work. Okay, so that's why I propose to in my presentation. And number three, also from Philippines, coffee for peace. Yeah, any coffee lover here? I'm one of it. I'm drinking just coffee here. So coffee for peace. The problem, conflict affected farming community needs viable livelihood and trusted relationship. Okay. So as you acknowledge, like crops like a vegetable farm, right? So coffee farmers also have very hard time. Okay, so and so access to the market is always the challenge that they face. Okay, and also how to get good yield from the coffee productions is really difficult. So what the coffee for peace offering is they train the farmers. They help on the coffee productions and coffee development and link with peace building, okay, with their platform. Okay, and then revenue, coffee products and value chain services, finance continued enterprise activity. So they gain that, then get back to the society. And impact logic, quality upgrading. So without the help from this kind of organization, maybe the quality is very low, the productivity is very low, sometimes not enough for the coffee farmers to sustain. So quality upgrading and commercial relationship can create incentive for cooperations. If you notice, we have chains of coffee shop, coffee, big brands, the global brand like Coffee Bean, Starbucks, isn't it? They have their own coffee farm. So because they are big enough to have their own coffee plantations. But for small farmers, actually, it's very hard for them even to survive. And sometimes they have very limited bargaining power. So yeah, when they have the productivity so high, then the price of the coffee beans become very low. When they have very low productivity, then it's not enough for them to survive. So their life is in dilemma. So coffee farmers, then they need to have some efficient training and processing. So and then they connect them with the coffee buyers and generate income and good dividends for both parties. So this is number three. Okay. And yeah, I think uh, 1 minute. So I have example from Thailand as well. So maybe you can just go to the website and see. Okay, Berry is a Thailand's social enterprise. I think it's famous, quite famous. Okay, and then from Singapore as well, our neighbor countries. Singapore, we call it Thread Sure. Okay, so edible surplus from hospitality, from hotel and restaurants and uh, value-seeking consumer. Okay, you can read it by yourself. And yeah, this is one of the global well-known social enterprise. We call it Grameen Danone. Okay, there are some very interesting video in the internet, so you can go and search for it and read about this. Low-cost nutrition social business. In Laos as well, we have friends from Laos, right? Laos Buffalo Dairy. This is really interesting. Very, very interesting. You can go and have a look. Okay, shared asset rural enterprises. Okay, so let me just conclude my presentation here. So all those cases has displayed this three recurring engine for agriculture, agri-food, social enterprise. The case is different, but their value creations repeatedly concentrates in three places. One is aggregate demands. You can identify the demands from small farmers, coffee farmers, from the community, and then you build capability and try to redistribute the risk. So this is how the intervention from social enterprises um, chip in. And of course, for social enterprise, there are always challenges: economic challenge, social challenge, environmental challenge, and institutional challenge. That's why we need to have an organizations that work across finance and social, work across that. We call it social enterprise. Okay. And there are three principles to carry out. So maybe for those who are interested, especially youngsters and schools, students, okay, maybe you can start small. Okay, start with the failure. It's okay to fail. It's okay to maybe you cannot survive the organizations after a while. It's okay, you gain experience, isn't it? So can try to start it from very small scale and then align the payer who are going to pay for your products are important and protect the vision, the mission. Because we can see sometimes social enterprise when they go up, we call it mission shift or mission drift. When they get money, they look at the money, then they forgot about their mission. So it's not easy to sustain because it's like a money got attractions, right? Then you forgot, I should help the society, but money is more important to me. Then mission drift. Okay, so three principle. Okay, so now it's 10:47. I think I have covered all the importance part of the presentations. Now we can open for discussions. I have received three questions, right, in the chat. Should I address that question first, Sunny?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Jeffrey, for the presentation. So a big hand for our resource speaker and for a very engaging presentation, I would say, because at least you were able to engage our attendees earlier with regards, is this a social enterprise or not? And even on Facebook, a lot of them have actually engaged as well. So at this point, we can open the floor for questions. I believe there are some questions during the registration, but also there are now, I think, four questions in our Q&A chat box. But maybe we can start with some questions in the pre-registration. I can read them for you, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
thanks.
First question. Many projects achieve good outcomes during implementation but struggle after funding ends. Based on your
Yes.
experience, what are the key elements of social enterprise model that can help sustain community-based agri-food initiatives over the long term?
Okay, yeah, good. I think this is one of the great questions that I received. At the beginning, sometimes because we are passionate about the organizations, okay, we are passionate and then we are very clear about what we want to achieve at the beginning. Okay, so to get to get support to sell the product, at the very beginning, I believe is manageable. Okay, but the sustaining is more challenging. After you get the first sales, okay, after some while, after 3 months, after 6 months, then you found out that it's very hard to sustain. So maybe you think that I should quit. I should just exit from the organization and leave it to anybody else. So the sustain is really challenging, even for established organizations. So how can we address this? I don't have what do we call that? A silver bullet, okay, that work anyway. Um, it still depends on the founders. Okay, so
Mhm.
before we work on it, maybe we need to think twice. Whether we really want to contribute to the community, then how long it will sustain. It's okay if you think that I just take it as my university project. I just want to take it as uh, to learn some experience. Then I want to stop after 2, 3 months, 2, 3 years.
Mhm.
It's okay because you already think about that. But if you never thought, then you establish it. Actually, you want to really change the world, and you found out that actually my limitations is the challenges is too huge, too big for you to address, then maybe it will give you a hard time. So think before you act, and then think it clearly. That is one. Another one is try to get good people around you. Because if you want to
Mhm.
go fast, you go alone, right? But you want to go far, we need to have a good team. So
Yeah.
before you establish it, try to get good people, some mentor in many countries, like in Malaysia and Singapore. We encourage all those new startup to have mentor, to have a mentoring system. I believe not all mentor, they're just looking at money, the returns on finance. Some mentor, they really want to have greater impact, especially social impact to the community. They can even give you free services, free consultation. So try to have that kind of mentor. They can really guide us, especially when we want to come across the business model. How can we build a business model that work? So get a mentor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jeffrey. I think
Yeah,
that's a very solid advice for young aspiring entrepreneurs across Southeast Asia. I think you mentioned about mentorship, which is very
yeah,
critical
yeah.
for aspiring youth entrepreneurs. And I think somehow that also leads to like another question earlier, like beyond funding, what ecosystem support is critical for helping these young people to succeed, and mentorship is actually one of them.
Yeah.
So, moving to another question related to this, sir, is with regards to graduates, uh, how can graduates view enterprise creation as a career pathway rather than employment as the only like, option for them? So, are there some examples, for instance, from USM or other
Mm-hmm.
universities in your case studies on how
Mm-hmm.
to institutionalize programs that leads from graduation to entrepreneurship?
Yeah, okay. So this is another good question. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, it it will be better if you start it in small scale, even during your study at the university. In USM, last year I met with one students, undergraduate students, and they are very ambitious. Okay, very ambitious and start up one social enterprise while they are undergraduate students. And how they establish is they work with local government because they want to
Mm,
help single mom, low income single mom. So they work with local governments, state governments to identify those single mom family and come up with some prototype. I think they make some souvenir. They train the single mom how to make souvenir and help them to sell it online. And of course, because they are small, so the market access weight is not so established yet. But they get support from the government. So government, when they want to buy souvenir, they will buy it from this social enterprise. And they also promote it in the university because sometimes when we have visitor, right? So we need to have some souvenir. So we will buy it from the social enterprise. So start it even very small, but you can gain experience. Then after you graduate, you can become a full-timer and
mm,
even can grow the startup bigger. So at the beginning, my suggestion is try to start it maybe in the project scale. No need to establish
mm.
an enterprise yet. It can be internship, and then when you graduate, then you can establish your own company. And another way to look at it is, uh, uh, even though you are working in a larger company, which is profit oriented, but right now, larger company, they need to do CSR. So some big company, they engage university to distribute this kind of concept, social entrepreneurship. So they start up social enterprise under the for-profit organization. So they
Mm.
turn their CSR initiative into social enterprise, but they don't know how to do it. So they engage like people like me lah, to do some sharing in the organizations. Okay, and they appoint maybe sometimes it's their CSR manager. Okay, as the person in charge for the social entrepreneurship program.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Dr. Jeffrey, for that. Um, I can read some questions already from our Q&A chat box. Here's
Mm-hmm.
one. Very quickly, I'm not sure if in which particular side this was. There's a question, what is the meaning of peace dividends?
Okay. To me, it's just actually is fair trade dividend,
Mm,
fair to everyone. Then we call
fair
it
trade,
peace.
yeah. Fair,
Fair to the
equitable.
farmers,
Okay.
fair to the social enterprise platform. Then we can call it peace dividends.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We have one question from someone from Cebu.
Mm-hmm.
I assume for most part of the country, the farmers earn lesser compared to the middlemen and the market vendors. What
Mm-hmm.
initiatives from other social enterprises can help address this issue? I think you've somehow covered this in some examples earlier, like Mayani
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. I visit Cebu next month in August.
Okay. All right. So one more question from Mr. Kern. For a social enterprise in Malaysia, do indigenous farmers' products get the premium price when they sell their products at the urban area?
Hmm. Do indigenous farmer product
Get
get premium price? Okay, so this is another interesting questions. Um, so how can because I'm in from business school, right? So when we talk about product, how can we sell it in higher price or at a premium price? You need to do some branding.
mm,
Okay, how to do branding and then how to identify market segment that really willing to pay premium. So we need to have some basic approaches on how to do branding. Um,
mm,
so you need to know how to give good storytelling. Okay, like in Malaysia, I'm not so sure whether my friend here you heard about. There are a few social enterprise. What's the name? I can't remember. They get those indigenous product from Borneo, from Sabah Sarawak, from Iban
mm,
community. So they teach those indigenous people, and some they already know lah. They just bought it, and then they sell it in Klang Valley and even sell it in the UK market. But how you can sell it in better price is you need to tell who made this product. Okay, so you need to have some storytelling technique, lah. And then
yeah,
you need to give some evidences as well because
yeah,
people might be very skeptical, right? You say this is from indigenous, but I
mhm,
need to know whether uh, is it a fake or a real story. So you
mm,
need to take some pictures of the indigenous people, and that is one. Okay, tell the story and then give evidences. Another one is the buyers, especially those institutional buyers. They will also curious. You said you will want to help community, so when I buy this, normal price is maybe 20 ringgit. You mark up as 40 ringgit. When I give you extra 20 ringgit, does it benefiting the community? How's the pricing or the dividend share between your social enterprise and the community? That's why there are three features, right, for social enterprise. The governance side, so the
mhm,
governance side. So some social enterprise on their website, you can see that when you buy this type of product, 50% of the profit or even 20% of the price will directly channel back to the community. So that is very clear cut, very transparent transaction happens. You bought it for maybe 200 ringgit. So 40 ringgit will directly goes to the community. And sometimes they even have the name of the indigenous people that who made this bag or something else. So you need to be transparent to get the trust from the buyers so
Yes.
that they will pay you higher. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for that. So I think it's a good example that you shared with us with regards to like governance and accountability.
Mhm.
I just wanted to go back a little bit on the resilience part of the presentation. I'm not sure if you were able to see it, but I was able to see the slides earlier because you mentioned about accountability,
Yep.
like governance, and also measurements. So
Yep.
one question is beyond the traditional financial metrics, what
Mhm.
KPIs should resilient agri-food social enterprises use to measure and prove its long-term social impact to stakeholders?
How to show the impact of the organization.
Yeah.
Um, in I think in some more established SE, they will disclose their social impact, even they quantify their social impact.
Mhm.
How to quantify? There are many measurements that can be used. One is in monetary terms is most commonly used. How many, for example, like waste treatment, right? So how many kilograms of waste has been maybe retreated, okay, become fertilizer or what in
Mhm.
kg or in financial terms, how much the community, how much money that we have regenerated for the community, how many million. So you can show in figures or how many recipient or beneficiaries, how many families that have come
Yes.
across, that have come out from the poverty trap. Previously, their family income may be just 1 month, just less than 1,000. Now they can gain 1,005. And we have helped how
Mhm.
many families. So from time to time, they will disclose this kind of, we call it social impact measurements
Mhm.
on their website. Yeah.
All right. So other than those quantitative social impact
Mhm.
measurements, are there any metrics like not
Yeah.
necessarily quantitative that some
Yes, yes.
social enterprises are
Yeah.
using?
There are some model like SROI. I'm not
Mhm.
so sure whether you heard about that SROI model. They
Mhm.
use a theory of change and then
Yeah.
how change, the level of change within the community that they serve. SROI model or social value
Mhm.
impact measurements. So there are many standard that can we can follow. But at the beginning for UCT level, we won't go up to that level yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. There are actually a lot more questions, but in the interest of time, I think we have to move forward. So we encourage everyone, if you want to learn more about Dr. Jeffrey's work, some studies that he did, you can connect to him on LinkedIn and also
Yeah.
maybe on ResearchGate, or some of his studies are also uploaded there. At this point, we will move forward. Thank you very much, Dr. Jeffrey, for the
Thank you so much.
presentation, for the as well for our participants for engaging with our resource speaker. Before we end, we will have some feedback. For we would also appreciate to hear from our attendees on your insights. Please share your feedback and reflections from this event by scanning the QR code on your screen or by accessing the link bit.ly /solve dash 56. So this will be the attendance. A lot of you are asking about the attendance. This will be your attendance just to make sure that you're attending up to the end of the webinar. You will also we will also ask you if you need a certificate for this one. So kindly fill up this form, scan the QR code, or follow the link. Okay.
Should we have a group photo
Um, maybe we can if
that
we
they turn
are.
on their webcam?
Let me check if they can. Okay. Can we ask everyone to turn on your camera if you are able? We can have a quick group photo. Okay.
Good. Now I can see
We'll
everyone.
okay. We can request my colleagues to take a screenshot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe for the participants, they don't have that option.
Yeah, maybe at this point, since it's a webinar type,
Uh-huh.
they're not able to turn on their videos. Okay, so we can have a quick group photo. In three, two, one. One more. Three, two, one. I think that's it. So thank you very much,
Thank you so
everybody. Thank you
much.
very much, Dr. Jeffrey. That concludes today's Solve webinar. Thank you to all our participants for being with us this morning. We look forward to having you again in our future sessions. Please stay tuned for some updates through Circa's official channels through Facebook, LinkedIn, and our website. Once again, I am Sunny on behalf of Circa. Maraming salamat po. Thank you, and we wish you all a pleasant day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Come, let's build the center that we'd like to be. A place where you and me can work in harmony. Where everyone is proud to serve with dignity. Come, let's make this dream a reality. Fill our hearts and minds with a vision. Let our words below our mission. Leave our values on excellence in work, commitment and unity. Come share the stream for the senior region, extend it to the world throughout generation. Fill our hearts and minds with our vision. Side by side we stand for our mission. Leave our values on excellence in work, commitment and unity. Let's show the world we can. With God close at hand, we will grow together for the better.